everyone. Welcome to the Golden Ratio Podcast. I am Jen, GR Mom, joined as always by GR Dad.
Hi.
How's it going, GR Dad?
Pretty good.
Excellent. The cocktail of the week this week is actually cider. So a friend of the squad sent us a bunch of 9-pin cider from New York State. It's delish.
They're tall and skinny like pins for bowling.
Yeah. Like duck pin? Actually, I mean, it's shaped like a can. It's not shaped like a bowling pin.
It's a tall, skinny one like a Red Bull can.
Kind of, yeah. This stuff's real good, unlike Red Bull, which is gross. So thank you for sending this. It's very tasty.
Yeah.
Speaking of Red Bull.
Not exactly.
And speaking of energy drinks.
There you go.
So, all right. So the squad, the Golden Ratio 4 has a TikTok.
Yes.
Which I had started it probably over the summer. I don't post to it a ton. I've been posting to it a little bit more because I have found a bunch of good content I like to look at on TikTok, which makes me spend more time there and then post more there. So the squad has a TikTok. It's the Golden Ratio 4, and I've been posting some videos there, and they do okay. We've had a couple kind of end up on the For You page, which if you're on TikTok, you know what that is, and they get a bunch of views. And then because I'm spending a lot of time watching other people's content, which is there's a little dog content, but mostly other stuff. Like there's things I'm like, this would make a really good TikTok video. It doesn't have anything to do with the dogs. And as you know, we try to keep the dog pages very much focused on dog content.
Yeah. They have to have dog content or else they're not dog pages.
I mean, yeah. We don't want it to also be like GR Mom and Dad's take on random other stuff. I mean, we do a little of that on the podcast, but we try to remain pretty dog focused.
Yes.
So
try.
I've got this other stuff that I was like, this would make a good TikTok. Clearly, I need my own page, my own TikTok that's not the dog. And so, most of my own stuff I post on my running account because, frankly, most of what I talk about other than the dogs is running. So I made a Jen Runs with Dogs TikTok on Sunday. And the idea is like, I can make some little videos of my runs. And then if I mix in some other stuff, like it's a page about me. And so it's fine. So I was up in Maryland for a medical thing at the end of last week. And so I flew back. And so I posted a little video of like my plane taking off in DC where it was snowing and then coming in to land in the Keys where it was like beautiful and turquoise. And that was the first thing I posted. And probably like 300 people who followed the Golden Ratio came over and followed my running account. The video had a couple thousand views. Fine. That's great. Okay. So that's just background to say on Sunday, I opened a brand new TikTok that had a couple hundred followers. And at some point last week, on Facebook, which I don't use very often, but I keep it for the groups that I'm in. So I'm in a Florida Ultra Runners group, and someone had posted a joke, like a photoshopped picture of a jar of pickles, and it was Monster Energy dill pickles. And the reason this was in an ultra running group is that, you run really far in these races, and unlike a sort of regular marathon where they have like Gatorade and stuff every mile, they have stuff more like every 3 to 10 miles. There will be like a table at ultras that they call an aid station, and it does have like drinks and water, but it also has like bowls of M&Ms and pretzels and peanut butter sandwiches.
Pizza if you're lucky.
Pizza at nighttime, and a very common thing that they'll have is both pickles and little Dixie cups of pickle juice. And that's because it's salty, and a lot of what you try to do in ultras is like balance your electrolytes. And of course, plenty of people who run ultras use energy drinks also. It's not super prevalent because that stuff will make you sick if you're drinking a lot of it. So anyway, it's funny to ultra runners like, oh, it's like energy pickles. And that's totally a thing we do.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is pickle juice, isn't it just vinegar mostly?
A lot of salt, though.
So it's brine, and what's the liquid? Is it?
It's half vinegar. Normally, if you were normally to make pickles, you cut up your cucumber, and the brine would be half vinegar, half water, a bunch of salt, and then like some peppercorns, maybe a couple cloves of garlic, flavory stuff.
But it's water and
vinegar and salt.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just a different way to get salt, basically. Stop that. Just get whatever it is. Stop growling at it. Walk. Okay, so I was like, it would make a really funny TikTok video is me making Monster Energy pickles.
Yeah,
Could you put whatever he wants in his mouth? Could you shut him up, please?
I think it's Hopper's leg, but we'll work on this.
So Dear Dad drinks Monster anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Which sometimes I'll be like, he almost.
This is a terrible exchange, actually.
I'll be walking through the house and I'll be like, did you drink a Monster like within the last 2 hours? Because it smells like wet garbage in here.
Yeah, actually, the other day you were like, it smells like wet garbage in here. What is that? Where? And you went to like the trash can and you were like, is the sewage back? What's going on? And then you were like, did you drink a Monster?
God, that stuff
like
is nasty.
15 minutes ago, yeah.
I do not like it. But I bought, we have a ton of orange Monster here.
There goes our sponsorship.
Yeah. You can sponsor Dear Dad. He drinks the orange stuff, but the photoshopped picture had like the classic green. So I bought like a 4-pack of the green Monster and, vinegar and a couple of cucumbers. And I made this cute little TikTok video with like a song in the background of me making Monster Energy and pickles. So instead, like I was saying, the recipe is normally half vinegar, half water. And I made it half vinegar, half Monster Energy. And I was like, okay, so these have to pickle for 5 days, come back and check. And this thing, my second TikTok video on my personal account went crazy.
Almost like it was powered by Monster Energy.
So it has like 700,000 views right now. It went crazy. And I went from like 300 followers to like 15,000 followers like in less than 24 hours.
Everybody likes the beast.
It was crazy. I mean, a lot of the comments were like, every day we stray farther from God.
Unleash the beast.
This is a war crime.
But they're still looking through their fingers.
And everybody's like, I want to know. Tag me so I can find out when they taste this. Tag me when they taste it.
Covering their eyes, but they're looking through their fingers.
And so I'm like, all right, we got to let the pickles pickle. If we don't wait the full 5 days, we've at least got to wait a few days so it's not just wet cucumbers. So I posted that video on Monday. I posted the pickle video.
Monday?
I posted it Monday.
Holy smokes, that's 2 days ago.
I know. So now it's Wednesday, and this morning I was like, I got to give all these people who have followed me something to keep them entertained while they wait for 5 days. Now, I've got to just chime in and say it's weird because like the Golden Ratio community is everybody kind of knows who we are, and even the new followers like very quickly pick up on like the culture of our followers. So everybody's sort of nice. They give us the benefit of the doubt.
Very nice.
There's like stuff that's said and not said. And the followers of my running account largely come from the Golden Ratio following. But if they don't, like it's a very similar vibe over there. Very positive and encouraging. Here on TikTok, I had no followers and suddenly I have a ton of followers. So there's no curation there. I don't know any of these people. They don't know who I am. And so it's weird where like normally I'm talking to kind of a community of people, right? Who I feel like, okay, we're all kind of on the same page. This is not that. So I have no idea what to expect from these people. And there haven't been any real assholes in there, but it's not people who are like, oh, it's Jen. Like, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Or like, oh, Jen, this is a funny thing you did. They're just like, who's this random TikTok person? Who
One
knows?
can comment on TikTok?
Yes, one can.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Learn something new.
So today I'm like, all right, I got to make a video to kind of be entertaining until I can make the pickle video because I know people want it. And I was like, all right, what content do I have? Well, we have talked on this podcast about me diving on that Jeep that we found at the end of the abandoned road. And I have some, I've got footage of me going to the Jeep, of the Jeep from above the water. And then I have all the video of me diving on it. I'm like, I can edit that into a sort of interesting 1-minute video of like, here's this Jeep and here's how you get to it. And here's some footage of it. And I was like, okay, let's put that up. Like, that'll be sort of interesting. Put some spooky music in the background. Judah, just put it in his mouth. You can't play with him while we do the podcast.
Hi.
You're far too far away from the mic.
All right.
So I posted the video. And if you follow my running accounts, I posted it on all of the channels. I put it in the snaps today too, just to be like, hey, here's this thing. So it was, a few people were watching it, and then a few more people were watching it. So my pickle video, where I was like, man, this has gone viral. Like, I really need to do something to keep these people entertained. That is like 700,000 views. My car video, sunken car video, now has 1.5 million views. I posted it this morning. It went twice as viral as the other thing.
Maybe just one person watching it a million times.
No, it's like different people.
What?
And then some dude, so I said in there, I'm like, there's this car in the middle of the ocean. Some guy's like, it's a lake. And so I made a video response to him that was just, because it does look sort of like a lake on the satellite pictures I posted of me just on the Google map zooming out to show that it's in the middle of the ocean. That has 250,000 views. The response that's literally just me zooming out on a Google map.
Because you destroyed him.
Someone's like, she came with the receipts.
Yes.
And somebody went in there and they're like, these people don't know you, Jen. They don't understand that you always win. So anyway, my adventures in TikTok have been a real thing this week. It's been a real thing on TikTok.
I mean, you are a professor of social media.
I do know what I'm doing, and I know how to make good content.
You're a black belt on the internet.
I am. At the same time, it's unusual to have two kind of hit like that back to back.
For other people, it's unusual.
Anyway, Monster Energy Pickles. Spoiler alert, since you guys are our actual followers as opposed to now all these people who follow me on TikTok, we have done the taste test. I haven't posted the video yet. They taste exactly like Monster Energy flavored pickles, which I think is disgusting.
I think that's a success.
I mean, Jared ate like 3 of them.
While you were watching, I had 3.
They're gross. But
I don't know.
I mean, it
like
tastes
pickles.
like a pickle that's also like quite sweet, which could be okay, but then you get the weird chemically monster flavor.
We should lock this up because it's going to hit the markets in 3 months. It'll be on the market. It'll be the next Super Bowl commercial will be Monster Energy Pickles, and it'll take the nation by storm.
You know what? As long as they give me some money, I'm fine with it.
But we got to lock it up somehow.
I don't think we can do that.
Cat's out of the bag.
So anyway, that's a little side note. Monster Energy Pickles.
It's a project. You like projects?
Yeah, it's keeping me distracted. I mean, that's a lot of this like random other content that's not like dog content is just like me distracting myself.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some dog updates since that's actually why. Oh wait, no. Before we do the dog updates, I have hang on, let me pull up my notes. We have a movie recommendation. The lost footage of Lee Sullivan. So you probably forgot that we watched this movie, and I was like, we have to talk about this movie on the podcast. We probably watched it literally the day we recorded the podcast last time, just after the podcast.
Oh.
With the house, the cabin, the haunted cabin where like the murders took place, and she's like making a school project and like interviewing people about it.
That was really good.
It was so good. Okay, so like creepy, found footagey movie. Has some of the tropes, but like very well acted, very good chemistry between the actors, interesting, several extremely effective jump scares.
Yeah, a pretty interesting plot, not the, totally novel or innovative, but well done. It kept me interested. I wanted to see what happened.
Solid. I was engaged. I was not even scrolling my phone. I was watching the movie.
Which is these days high praise.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been able to like really just sit and watch a movie. I always have to be doing other stuff. But yeah, really good. So a few things to be desired. Like the end part is like, shot in this creepy haunted house, like with a flashlight. And so a lot of it's too dark. Like they could have used.
A lot of it's without the flashlight.
They didn't have any additional lighting. Like normally in a movie, if you've got like a flashlight scene, they actually will have it lit in addition to that. So you feel like you're looking at with the flashlight, but you can see what else is there. This is literally shot with a flashlight. And so you really can only see a little bit. And so you could just have it off. You can't see anything. So it's not perfect, but very good. And so if you like our other suggestions, if you liked the Blackwell Ghost movies, if you liked
Bad Ben.
No, but I mean, I guess if Bad Ben had been good, it
Yes.
might be like this.
Right.
Bad Ben is not good.
Bad
and
Ben
this is-
aspired to this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I don't know. They're in completely different spaces. But if you like the Blackwell Ghost, I mean, this isn't quite that good, but it's in that vein. If you like Hell House LLC, which we recommended, I mean, I feel like this is that level of discovery. Like, why have more people not seen this? Because it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So there you go. The lost footage of Lee Sullivan. Was it
Did she pronounce it Leah?
I don't know.
She pronounced it Leah, I think.
Okay.
But it's Leah.
Leah. Yeah, you can get it on Amazon Prime Video. So there you go. Good recommendation from GR Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Okay, now on to dog news.
Dun, dun, dun.
Voodoo had a seizure this morning.
Yeah.
So
It sucked.
it's interesting. Like I've been wondering for the last few days if he was going to have a seizure. Which could just be I wonder every day if he's going to have a seizure, and then when he has one, I go like, oh, I've been wondering the last few days. Like I felt it coming. I don't know.
That's a very scientific way of thinking about this.
I mean, you know, the way you do science is you got to write stuff down, and I haven't been noting what it was, and I can't really put my finger on it. Maybe seemed a little more lethargic or
Out of it?
yeah, but also like a little agitated, but not doing anything about it. I don't know. He does seem actually much happier since his seizure this morning. Have you noticed that? Is that just me?
I don't know. He's out on the porch right now being happy.
No, I brought him back in.
Oh, easy.
He's
Okay.
in here somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere. I did bring him back in and give him a snack.
That's right. He wanted to come back in.
Yeah. But yeah, he seems actually pretty energetic today.
To the point where he was trying to go up the stairs by himself. Boods.
He cannot go up the stairs by himself.
He doesn't know that.
And when he has a seizure, he gets an extra dose of one of his medicines, which makes him more lethargic. So first, I tried to get him to come up the stairs. They're still painting the house. And so we couldn't use the elevator. And so I'm trying to get him up the stairs, which means I have to lift his butt. But at some point, he's like, nope, I am not. And so then I'm like, and so then he's just turns into rubber. And
You're
then
just pushing the back of a water balloon.
Yeah. And he's going to slide backwards. So I have to stand on the step below him and have my legs there to keep him from sliding back, and then put his front legs on the next step, and then lift his back legs up to the next step, and then brace him there. It took like 5 minutes. I'm so glad no one was watching.
I don't know how he does it, but he completely goes to like boneless, like just jello.
Yeah.
But heavy, heavy jello.
And then today he started doing it, I guess. We have a couple friends who've rented a house down here for a month. So they were over, and one of them was outside. We weren't out. You know, she was out in the front yard, and we were not out in the front yard. And then all of a sudden they're calling me, and he's halfway up the stairs, and she's like, I have to stand behind him or else he's going to fall down. So he went halfway up by himself.
We don't know how.
Couldn't anymore. So then I was like, okay. Like, I hold his butt, and she had to like climb over him. And then I was like, okay, like doing the same stupid thing. He was a little more interested in moving.
This morning I carried him up the stairs.
Yeah, you're doing that.
Because the elevator wasn't working.
It wasn't working?
Well, it was just painter was painting.
It worked
outside.
fine. It was just not available.
Yeah, that's right. It was blocked.
I do not have the strength to carry a 100-pound
He's
dog
a
up
heavy
the stairs.
boy. Heavy boy. I mean, it is I feel quite macho afterwards.
I think that's at least half of why you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's fine. This is his first seizure since New Year's Eve. So that's okay. That's in the realm of
6 weeks
contained
is improvement. Yeah.
for sure. And so he hasn't had a lot of times when he has a seizure, he then has a second one like 12 hours later. It has been a little more than that. So he's still doing okay. We'll see how it goes. He's here somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
Let's see. Brody, fine.
still anxious.
Hops, fine. Vink, fine. Walk, fine.
Yeah, is that all you want to say? I mean, we have to shower him more now for their skin issues.
Yeah. They're all fine.
More towels. Yeah.
We go through a lot of towels. Everybody's fine. But you know what? Let's just take this non-drama for now.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have more to talk about later, but we're just going to be like, you know what? Everybody's doing good.
We're enjoying their presence. They're enjoying themselves.
Let's do some taste of the keys.
Mm-hmm.
I have several. I have two.
That's more than one.
They're both about drugs. Okay.
Okay.
2 arrested after large amount of drugs found. A man and a woman were arrested Tuesday evening on drug charges after a large amount of cocaine, marijuana, and pills were found in the vehicle following a traffic stop on Big Pine Key. Now, when I say a large amount of drugs, I'm looking at a picture here, and the arresting officer, Coral, the canine.
Yes.
Remember Coral? Coral's a golden retriever. She's the latest canine member of the Monroe County Sheriff's Department.
Good job, Coral.
Yeah, she's standing there next to the drugs that were seized. So she's a regular old-sized golden retriever, and there's a bag of marijuana that comes up to her shoulder.
Looks like a kitchen trash bag, but see-through.
It's giant.
It's a lot of marijuana.
It's not It's not like a 1 gallon Ziploc. Oh no, it's a bale. There's a lot of drugs.
I don't think it's compressed.
It's a lot of drugs. I don't know. It's a lot of drugs.
Good job, Coral.
So anyway, these two people got arrested on Big Pine Key. They were charged with trafficking cocaine and felony possession of marijuana. Somebody else got charged with possession of Xanax without a prescription. They got pulled over for an illegal window tint.
That's
such
is
bullshit.
not
I mean,
why
guys,
they pulled them over.
Don't traffic bales of marijuana in a state where it's illegal. Like, don't do that nonsense. But illegal window tint is a little bit sketchy.
No, that's a little bit after the fact.
Oh, a pound of marijuana. That's what they had.
Yeah.
4.5 ounces of cocaine and a pound of marijuana. That looks like more
It's
than
like a pound of feathers.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
big.
Anyway, that's interesting because of Coral, who helped with the stop.
Good work, Coral.
Okay.
Extra treats for you.
The second story is not about drugs. There was another drug story, and I was like, we don't need to do that. Here's the other story. It is now illegal to feed the failed chickens in Key West.
Oh.
This is a story that made national news when it was discussed by the city council a couple weeks ago. So the ordinance has passed. You cannot feed the chickens in Key West anymore. You can get a $500 fine.
I thought that was already the rule, frankly.
I think it was, and they added some teeth to the rule.
Teeth,
so
to
to
the
speak.
Rooster teeth.
This isn't so much for the tourists. The tourists aren't the problem that they're trying to address here. It's that there's people who have, there's not a lot of, but there's some public housing in Key West, and that's sort of kind of like townhousey. I mean, that's not quite right. It's a block, but everybody has their own front door kind of out on the same side into a courtyard. So kind of like a townhouse. But they're pretty close together. They're small. Everything's small in Key West. And so it sounds like, from having read the discussion that the council had, that there's some people who are putting out water and seed for the chickens. And so then there's dozens of chickens coming to their front step and making a lot of noise and pooping all over everything. And then the neighbors 5 feet on either side are like, my dude, those chickens are crapping all over my step. I can't even my kids can't play in the yard because there's chicken poop everywhere. Stop feeding the chickens. And they're like, I'm going to feed these chickens if I want to feed these chickens.
Too many chickens.
Yeah, it's too many chickens. And so the ordinance basically is for people like that who are feeding chickens in their houses and in their businesses. And it sort of says that, when they interview the people about it, it's look, the chickens are nomadic normally. So they kind of wander around.
Nomadic.
That's what he says. They'll get, eat, and then they'll go to the next place and eat someplace else, go to the next place. But if people are putting food out for them, they don't wander around anywhere. They all just congregate and stay in the same place. And so that causes way more problems than if they're walking around the island. And they once again advertise the traps that are available for free with a small deposit, so you can trap any annoying chickens and they will be transported to new homes up on the mainland.
I mean,
which is not like a farm upstate.
It is a farm upstate, but it's actually a farm further up in Florida.
Yeah, they don't kill them.
No, they get to eat bugs and keep the crops,
organic crops,
free of bugs. Yeah, it actually sounds pretty good. One of these days, I'll rent out, me and Guac as chicken banning team. We'll
you got a chicken problem?
Scare away the chickens from your porch.
Rent the Guaco Man.
Rent the Guaco Man for a day, and those chickens will never come back because they'll be terrified of the Guaco Man.
Yeah. We could just sell vials of guac pea.
Yeah, and all we have to give Guac is nothing because he'll love it so much.
Gross. Let's not sell guac pea.
No. We'll just sell units of time in Guac's life.
You got a German word of the week for us?
Yeah, hang on. Okay, so there's a story that is not exactly the keys, but it's kind of Keynesian.
Wait, are you adding on to the conch life of the week?
It's not really conch life, but it's a Florida story.
Okay.
So 3 people from Cuba were rescued Tuesday from an uninhabited island in the Bahamas.
Oh, yeah, somebody sent me this story.
Yeah, they've been there for 33 days.
Yeah.
So that's pretty serious.
Mm-hmm,
2 men and 1 woman. They were stranded on the island. I think they were trying to get out of Cuba.
Cuba Libre.
Their boat had capsized in rough waters, and they saw this uninhabited island. And they survived by eating coconuts, rats, and conch. And they say they also ate snails. I guess they just ate anything they could find.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah.
I'm a vegetarian, but I'd eat a damn snail if I was going to die otherwise.
That's right. So it's unclear if they were migrants or fisher people.
Interesting. I did see the video footage of them on the island.
It's very Tom Hanksian or something.
Yeah.
33 days of long time.
You start thinking you're not going to get found at that point.
No, they were waving a flag, and the Coast Guard puttered by, and they saw them waving a flag.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah, no kidding. Good job. Better than, adopting a volleyball as a friend and just hanging out for a year.
So do you have a German word of the week?
Oh, yeah. I had one. Someone suggested this snowman, Schneeverstörungstheoretiker.
Are you drunk?
No.
Say
not prepared.
enunciate that word auf Deutsch, bitte.
Someone made up the word and said Verschwörungsschneetheoretiker. It's a sign held up by a snowman, and it means conspiracy snow theorist.
Oh.
Snow conspiracy theorist. should be Schneeverschwörungstheoretiker. But it's funny if it's a snowman holding it up, obviously.
Yes.
It is not a real word, however.
What's the German word for snowman?
Schneemann.
What's the German word for snowball?
Schneeball. You get the pattern here.
Yep.
Yeah. But I was going to say Maurer décolleté.
That sounds slightly suggestive.
It is. Décolleté is another word for...
Is it like décolletage? Like the upper chest part of a lady?
Yes.
Oh,
And
that's why I thought it sounded like
German word for it is Ausschnitt, which is like the cutout of a dress, right? I mean, if it's the V in a dress, right? And it refers to the area, like a low-cut dress has décolleté.
Oh, yeah, décolletage would be the word that...
Yeah, it's from French.
Yeah.
But Maurer décolleté is the butt crack of a of a laborer that you can see over
like
his
plumber.
Shorts. It's plumber's butt, yes, except it's not a plumber. Maurer is the guy who builds walls in German.
This is a sort of off-brand word for us.
Yeah, well, but it sounds fancy and it's got French in it.
Décolleté is a good one.
Yeah.
But what's the actual word you Germans use for décolletage? Ausschnitt?
Ausschnitt.
Ausschnitt.
Ausschnitt. Cut out. It's like the cut away part of the dress. That if it were a turtleneck, it would be one thing. But then if you cut a V into it, it's the Ausschnitt.
I'm laughing because you probably have all seen the YouTube video of like many languages.
Oh.
Where it's like butterfly.
Schmetterling.
Papillon. And then the German guy's like, Schmetterling.
So you're saying Ausschnitt? It doesn't sound like
décolletage.
Pretty or
Ausschnitt.
Romantic or fetching. Ausschnitt. That doesn't sound bad to me, but it is very German.
Well, you can't hear German the way the rest of us do.
No. But that's why we borrow French words sometimes when we want it to sound even prettier.
We say décolletage and you're like, Ausschnitt.
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay, well.
More German words than I thought.
Ausschnitt. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Would one use Ausschnitt and décolleté interchangeably in German?
Yeah, I think one's just a fancier. One's the 25-cent version of it, and one's the 5-cent version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that you use the 25-cent one when you're talking about a dude's butt sticking out of his pants.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's funny.
Yeah.
Germans have a well-refined sense of humor, as you know.
They do not. No, they do not. No.
So the contrast, yes, of this fancy, highfalutin word, and it's some guy's butt sticking out of the top of his jeans. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's meant to be incongruous.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
You have anything else you want to add before we sign off for this week?
No, I'm ready for our house to be finished, painted.
I talked to the guy today, and he said maybe another week.
It's the keys. Oh,
it's all one color now. They're the first coat's done. They're putting in the second
all
coat.
a new color now.
It's all the new color. Thank God.
Yeah.
They still have to paint the roof, but then I don't know what they're going to do the rest of the week. Who knows? The
little...
porch floor is going to be painted eventually, which will be nice. It'll be done.
It's
Sunday.
the keys, man. It's the keys.
We've been working on this since November.
Yeah. But having to have the gate open all day makes it a little bit harder on the dogs.
It's a little bit harder on us. The dogs are like, ooh, more space. They don't care.
Guac is like, why do I have to have a leash on? And I look down and I go, because you're the Guaco Man. Yeah. And you run really fast, Guaco
Run
Man.
down the Blocko Man.
You could run much faster down the Blocko Man than I could.
Yeah.
Not that he does, usually. But if he heard something or thought of something weird, he'd be out there.
One more week, hopefully.
Guaco Man.
Well, until next week, wear your mask. And wear two.
Wear two.
And don't bite anyone unless they ask you to.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye.